So, guys, first of all, congratulations with the investigation, which really brought so much new information. You had a chance to talk to some of the officials. So, what was also the reactions? How did you communicate of the Ukrainian government?
Next day, Minister of Interior Affairs announced that he invited journalists for talking, for questioning, but it was only announced. He didn't do it. I mean, we didn't get any official documents, any official calls that help us, come to us. But after that, we were invited to people from national police, and we had one meeting today with them.
And how did it go?
It was interesting. We talked around 1 hour or more, and now we are thinking and we are negotiating about our possibility cooperation.
And do you feel like the authorities are reacting as though you've uncovered wrongdoing on their part, or are they reacting more as though they're embarrassed and you've uncovered incompetence on their part? What's the feeling you get from them?
Well, mostly that's our conclusion. We had the both conclusions. Maybe it could be some kind of incompetence, or maybe it's some kind of wrong motivation, because someone from the top of Ukrainian power could be linked with this resonated crime. So we don't know exactly, is it a incompetence or maybe strong political willing for blocking of the official investigation. So we didn't know exactly. But well, we finally start to cooperate or to meet with national police, with head of national police. So we will see how we will cooperate with them.
And the key figure of the investigation was this Ustinenko, who worked for the Ukrainian Security Service, and it was confirmed by the press service of the Ukrainian Security Service, and they said that he was either fired or he left the service in 2014. But really, besides what we know from the film, how much and also what we know about him, and also, can we really confirm that he wasn't there already in 2014?
According to information we published and we had, he was a worker of security service in 2014. We didn't know he work now or he worked, or I don't know. When we were working on documentary, we had one more source who told us that Igor Stimenko was fired from security service on October 2014. But it was only info, we couldn't confirm it. And it was only from one source, as you know, according to international standards of journalism, we couldn't use it. It was only from one source. And now we know from security service that he was fired in April 2014. So now we have like two information and any documents about it. So I don't know what is between this information, what is true. And as we know, it's not big problem for security service to make some documents because it's absolutely untransparency structure, and they can produce all documents about everything during one night.
Yet his behavior in the interview with you is extremely bizarre. I mean, he doesn't look like a professional agent who knows what he's doing or who's prepared for this meeting, and yet he knew that you were coming to meet him. How do you explain the way he reacts?
It could be some way of pretending that he is a not official serviceman of Secret Service, because a lot of guys from Secret Service they could to pretend someone very good for create some imagination that he is a stupid guy, he knows nothing, and so on.
As
But in the same time, try to dig to take information from you. What do you know about him? What do you know about the situation? So it could be just a way of pretending like he is a stupid guy that didn't link with the crime, but in the same time trying to provide his work like a guy from Secret Service.
And is it the case, even if he's was no longer working for the SBU at the time of the events, can we conclude from the fact that he knew what was going on, that the SBU must have definitely known what was going on, that other people in the SBU must have also known what was going on? Or can we not be sure of that?
We don't know, because as we know, in every country, people who worked for some security structure, when they fired, it's
They still work.
They remain in contact.
It's pretty often when
Yeah.
they continue work on the structure. And as maybe you noticed from documentary, it's that documents we got from our source about this guy Igor Ustimenko. We know from it that he also has gun, Ford 17R. And as we know, it's this gun used in our security structures. It's not, unfortunately, we don't have, journalists don't have access to this guns register. It's absolutely closed only for police, yeah. But if he still has this gun, it's more questions. Maybe somebody who get access to this register can help to understand for what, because he should have some permission for using this gun, and from this register it should appears. So maybe a lot of questions after documentary too.
One thing I wanted to ask, which is not in the film, and maybe you don't want to speculate about it, I don't know, but is there anything that Pavel Sheremet specifically was working on in the time leading up to his death that people suspect could be a specific create a specific motive why somebody in particular or some particular group might have wanted to kill him?
That's one of the most serious questions of this case, and we have some our thoughts about it. We have some versions, but we have not enough information for making one specific conclusion about one specific motive of this murdering. So we see that some guys from secret services could be linked with this crime, but these guys have been ruled by Ukrainian politicians or Russian politicians. We don't know exactly, but we see that the business version of this crime, or maybe some ordinary family version that still in work of official criminal investigation, these versions not serious from our point of view.
The explanations that don't involve politics in some way don't seem to you to be credible.
Yeah, should be.
Mm-hmm.
And your colleague has managed to call this Igor Ustimenko.
Yeah.
So more or less he might be in the country.
You mean after documentary?
After the documentary, yeah.
Yeah, Olena Loginova called to Igor, and it was the same behavior like it was during our meeting. He asked her, "Who are you? Who are you?" She introduced him that I'm journalist. I want to ask you, maybe you finally remembered that you worked for SBU, and he told her, ask about it somebody else.
And there were some other information, which of course you can't put everything in the documentary. You would, choose. But there was some also information about the cameras and the information which had been deleted by the SBU from the cameras which were on the place of the murder. What can you say about that? That's what you mentioned before, after during the discussion.
Yeah, we have some details that couldn't be included in film about some strange behavior of secret services of Ukrainian SBU. So, but Anna knows better about this deleting of video from one CCTV near Pavel's house.
Yeah, it was it was one building, and we came there for asking about video. And guy who worked there with this video, this cameras and the CCTV and TV set, he told us that you can try to view it. We tried it for a long time, but he told us that that recently some guys from SBU came and tried to to record this information, and they couldn't, and they took away this server, or this, it was hard disk, and in couple days they gave it back, and it was absolutely empty. We invited some people IT specialists who tried to recognize
Restore.
something, yeah,
To restore.
and they told us that it was looked like it was absolutely deleted everything, and this it's in formatting this thing. So, and very interesting that, as we know, police also hasn't this video. Looks like we didn't include it to documentary because we haven't strong proof that it did by SBU or something, and it could take a lot of time for proving it. We should know what time, who took it, and something.
But you know that this video existed at one point.
Yeah.
And has anybody seen it?
Not only that, I think that only that persons who worked with video. I mean, nobody, we didn't see, only SBU, and it's very strange.
So really, definitely you probably would go on. There is a change because it's already public, but where we are looking, what we are looking now at. As a journalist, what people can do at this stage and what you're gonna do?
Well, we promised that we will continue this investigation because we have some data that hadn't been included into this investigation, into this film, because we need to check it more. First of all. Second, we want to finally, as every investigator, finally we want to know names of people who executed and who organized this resonant and absolutely awful crime. And we need to continue, we need to go on this. And I don't know exactly how much time we should to spend it, but we will continue this work because this is a big challenge for Ukrainian journalism. Killing of journalists here in Ukraine. This is a big challenge for all our media community, and we will try to find these guys who did it. For protecting our profession, for protecting our right for profession. So
the part of the story was in the documentary that there was a broad information by the editor-in-chief of Ukrainska Pravda that they were, they were observed. There were people following, probably both Pavel and Alyona Pritula, and also there were some cases of possible watch of the media itself. During this work, how it was for you. I understand you have to maintain the absolute secrecy, and you are investigators doing a lot of other stories as well. But really, were there any specific thing, how hard was to work on this particular case?
I don't remember. I didn't notice any strange things, but it was one of condition of this work because it was international team. We encrypted everything. I mean, all our emailing, we encrypted everything, every every text, every video we sent each other. It was absolutely encrypted. We didn't use any open or unsaved things for conversation, for negotiation about it. So it was one of condition because we knew that it's very sensitive things. But I know that Dmitry and Vlad, when they met with this Igor Ustimenko second time, they have some strange things which happened.
Yeah, during our second meeting with this Igor Ustimenko, ex-SBU officer, ex-SBU serviceman, so we pointed one guy who watched us during this meeting and tried to film us on the camera of mobile phone, and he was look like a guy from law enforcement structure in civic clothes. So in very humoristic manner, Igor confirmed that this guy was with him, and maybe he promised to share this recorded video from us. Maybe that was very humoristic way. But in the same time, it was very serious thing that we can suspect that Igor really linked with law enforcement structures or secret services.
Or at least is not just an independent person.
Yeah, actually, that
Like an
he is
average
not.
person.
Yes, he is not so simply or stupid guy like he tried to be pretend. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for the
Thank you
details.
very much for talking to us, and
Thank you, colleagues.
good luck going forward. The
Thank you.
investigation continues.
Thank you.
Thank you.